Mark it.
Scene 9, Slate 107, take 2.
Yeah? Oh no, why?
My name is Anderson West, and I'm the director and writer and one of the producers of 7x7x7. It's a short film about three people who are stranded on a bus in the middle of the moorlands, and they're actually connected by a previous tragic accident. It's a film I wrote first back in 2011, 2012, and I wanted to write something that really explored the themes of guilt, wanting forgiveness, and also overcoming temptation. And I always intended to shoot it, but I've never really had the opportunity or the budget to do so. And I've been putting it off and off. We're talking 13 years later that we're shooting it.
I've had a particular soft spot for your intention to make film ever since you first pitched to us. And I believe you've got a voice that needs to be heard. But obviously, I'm responsible for the Pitch Film Fund, and you pitched 7x7x7 to us at the pitch, and you made it through the finals with that pitch, which is a truly tremendous achievement in and of itself. So one of the things that really grabbed me about your story when I first heard it was seeking to tell a story about forgiveness, and it was around this question that's posed to Jesus: how many times should I forgive someone? Once, twice? Or let's go for a perfect number in Jewish kind of numerology. Let's go for 7. And Jesus kind of ups the ante by going, no, times that, times that, times that. Way, way more. How deep will you go? And then you wanted to open a question, which was, just how much would you be willing to forgive? And that's what this story is about.
Actually looks like it's doing the trick. Yeah. Although it's literally written
up like this. I'm just putting this so we can put a sheet in front of it and block the front window.
It's a film that's always been close to me. It's a story that I took inspiration from films like Babel and Crash, where these interconnected storylines are part of it. And and Lost, at the time, I loved Lost, and Lost had a lot of these interconnecting stories, but also these flashbacks, and I wanted to use that in the context of a film to explore how these people are connected. And the real big tie of the film is actually the Lord's Prayer. I'm a Christian, but I wanted to make something that, not as a faith-based film, but I wanted to make something that was real, about the real grief and pain people feel. This film isn't trying to tell people how they should think or feel. It's just showing this situation and asking the audience the question, what would you do in this scenario?
Cool guys, make our way back in.
Hi, my name is Mia, and I am playing the role of May in this film. I mean, it's about a couple of people's lives that all end up together on this bus, which you don't find out straight away. So, for example, May, she's a troubled teen. It's alluded that she's been abused by her mum's boyfriend, and her mum she's having none of it. She doesn't want to listen to her, so she ends up running away and ends up on this bus to try and get away from everything. And she meets two people on this bus that have also got things going on in their lives that lead them on this bus. I came across this role through Anderson. I'd worked with him before on a short film, and he reached out and asked if I'd like to be a part of this project. And after reading May's character, I think it really touched me emotionally, because it's the ultimate betrayal, really, like to be such a young woman anyway and be so vulnerable and not have the one person there who's supposed to protect you is just, I think it's definitely something that needs to be talked about.
So Anderson had approached me about a year before we shot it. It was something that we needed budget for, and he had tried to get some through the pitch fund. Unfortunately, we were unsuccessful with that. I'd just gotten married, 35, and I said to him, have you got anything you want to shoot? I was itching at that point, and still am, to just shoot as much as I can. And he said, you know what? This was about 6 months later. I think we could do it. Considering our small budget, Anderson's done a lot with the film. Obviously, we rely a lot on favours from everyone, and, you know, we're really appreciative of that. You know, big shout out to everyone that helped with the film, because we wouldn't been able to do it without you, and, you know, you are a part of this film as well. A lot of times with these short films, we're hitting up, you know, just 1 or 2 locations, but Anderson's managed to squeeze quite a few in, which is great, because it, you know, it certainly adds production value to the short film. Considering everything involved, the short is worth a lot more than was spent on it. As a DOP, Anderson has provided some great locations for me to light, and I'm very pleased with the work that I've produced in this short film. How often do you just get a bus that you can just put lights up in and, you know, not have to worry about the timing, you know, light coming through? You know, we were shooting in a garage, you know, with no light, so it was perfect for that. And going out onto the peaks for Blue Hour looked fantastic. Yeah, we were shooting on the Pavo anamorphic lenses, which are a budget anamorphic lens. But the look in combined with the Arri, I just think, yeah, it looks fantastic. There's just enough distortion to make it look interesting, but not too much to distract you. And the whole film in general has this kind of painterly quality to it. I'm very proud of this piece of work. In terms of working with Anderson, you know, he's great. He always knows what he wants. Maybe a little bit too much sometimes. He'll come over and try and touch the camera, and I'll have to bat him away a little bit. But it's great working with someone that knows exactly what they want.
So my approach when I edited Seven was a little bit different to other edits I work on, because I wanted to not focus on just one character. For me, it was really important to get the balance right between the 3 of them. There's a lot of empathy, there's a lot of anger, there's fear, a lot of fear, and it was really interesting to kind of find a balance between all these emotions, between all the 3 characters. It was interesting to keep my style to edit it, but also really stick to Anderson's idea of what the film should be and what the story should be. And I suggested loads of things. There's things Anderson agrees, there's things he didn't. I know it's changed a lot from the storyboard to the final edit, and I think that's also testament to Anderson being quite an open director. He's not too rigid in his own ways, and I know the story was really important to him, but it's still really nice to feel empowered by somebody you've been working with for so long to bring ideas and to bring your vision on how to bring the story to life.
And then leave, you know what I mean? Something like that. But don't pump his chest. You can just put your weight change before I lock up. My boss just changed the clock.
Well, this film was very different to the last project I was filming with Anderson, which was The Book of Love, which was basically sort of like a rom-com. And obviously it's very different territory, you know. Some of the subject matters are a bit heavy, a bit deep. And yeah, it was nice for me to explore my range as an actor with this character, and it's something that drew me to the project, and I was on board from the first time I read the script.
For me go down, and what I did for you, obviously you must have done.
I think the shoot's going great. Everybody is having a good time. Well, as you can see my face, there's kind of an intense scene about to go down, but I don't want to give anything away. In fact, most of my scenes are kind of intense and very emotionally charged, I think. My character goes through a lot in this film. It's a great journey to go on as an actor as well, so I'm quite enjoying digging deep. The thing that drew me to this character was definitely the journey that she goes on. I always look at that with characters. Do they change? Just some, you know, during the story, does something change their world, and how do they deal with that? So that drew me to it, because I knew that would be a great challenge, what Sarah goes through in this film. Working with Anderson, because I worked with Anderson quite a few years ago, and we did a film together, and it was a great experience. So I was definitely wanted to work with Anderson again.
It's definitely less.
I had the privilege of coming on set on one of the days. I'm sorry I couldn't have been there for more. I would have liked to have been there for more of it. I think I tried my hand at hanging some wallpaper in one of your children's bedrooms that was having a significant makeover to achieve a different look, which shows how much skin you had in the game, because your kitchen was also having a makeover at the same time as being also the place where everyone was being fed from. So the first thing that was really obvious from the way you were working was that you were all in. It was, there were no holes barred here. Every film requires a gargantuan effort from family, friends, loved ones, but it also requires somebody who, having staked all of that into a film process, can walk onto set and not bring an angst with it. You can always tell afterwards with a film, how's the director done in performance, and the performances speak for themselves.
You could probably bring that.
So, do you know what shot?
Alright, camera.
Scene 9A, Slate 86, take 1.
A little bit less.
Hi, I'm Elliot Johns, and I am the first AD for this film, the Anderson's film. So I've been waiting for Anderson to ask me to do something with him for a long time. He finally asked. So it's my first time. The first 2 days are my first time back on set in a long time. So when I got asked to do it, it was just like, sweet, finally back to do what I like to do. So yeah, man, it was a no-brainer. As first AD, it's been challenging, but not challenging at the same time. Like, Anderson's got a way of shooting that makes you feel like you're always behind, but then you somehow make up time. He does this slow, fast thing, and yeah, you always feel like. You always get this anxiety, like you're not gonna make it, and then you just do it. And that's kind of been the whole film, but it's been fine. It's worked. It's looking great. Actors are great. Script's great. April's great. So, yeah, man, we're working. It's winning. We're winning.
What do you want me to do?
Hi, my name's Kyle, and I did some of the location sound and some of the post sound alongside Carl Pepper on 7x7x7. This isn't the first film that I've worked with Anderson with, and we've worked together for a long time now, so we kind of know what to expect from each other, and we know what we're capable of, and Anderson knows how to make a film set a friendly place to collect good location sound, and yeah, gets the best out of his actors, and it's a very relaxed set, and you never really feel as if you can't say something if you're worried or concerned that you've not got the sound that you want. So Anderson knows that we always try and not to do any ADR, and we'll sort of really try and respect the actors' performances. And moving on into post, lucky enough that Anderson usually kind of lets us get on with it, and we seem to have a pretty similar outlook in general about how we think the sound should kind of be, and we have a similar kind of vision for the sound, if you like. And yeah, the whole thing's just a pleasure to work through, really. The set's really relaxed, everybody's really friendly. It's a really nice team to work for. Susan's catering's fantastic, and yeah, had a great time.
Basically, you went ahead a little bit, that's all.
Oh, sorry.
It was my first time doing it not for myself, so it was a big learning experience, but I was taught by Bethan, who is really good, and it was quite easy to adapt, and it's been really fun. Everyone is so friendly, and everyone has a passion for filmmaking, and we're all together making a film happen.
Good.
Wait, what scene is this?
Don't tell me.
Plenty. It's just a wide. There it is. Oh. Go back on the bus.
Yeah. Scene 9, Slate 108, take 2.
We've literally just wrapped, so it's been a long one day, but we thankfully took a nice break from the previous other days, which were good. But I'm gaffing the whole shoot, which is nice, thanks to Ben, because he's teaching me a lot. So thank you, Ben. And honestly, it's been great, because there's been moments where we could take time to light something, but then sometimes we just had to quickly, like, out of nowhere, try and light it quickly. So it was good to learn from that too. say it's been hectic but fun. Anderson, I'm glad you finally got your film done. Honestly, I wish you the best for this film because I believe it's a really, really good film and with a really good like story, and I hope it goes well.
I'm happy we're not getting Akiel. In this way, you know, we don't really.
I always love working with you. You're so full of energy, and you've got like a million ideas all at once, and and the result is fantastic. Like from your very first film, First Day, to the films now, it's always been films that like I want to watch, and films that I love showing people. So I think that's why we're still working together.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely quite a dark undercurrent to this film. It's like it's not they're not easy topics to kind of put on screen, but you've managed to do it in a way that it's got its own uplifting moments. It's not all kind of doom and gloom, and you're kind of left with you're not left with absolute despair, even though it's kind of really dark. It's you're left with hope.
You belong to a group of people who have made Deafening without our funding and who've decided to go away and with determination scale down the view that can get quickly overblown when you think you've got £30,000. And you did the really disciplined thing of going, I can cut it this way, I can cut it this way, I can cut it this way, I can do this. And yet you didn't lose the scope of it. So here we have a film in where we're on a bus. We get out into the moors in the middle of the night, and yet we're in car accident territory, and we're walking down the roads and at dark, and we have moving scenes in bedrooms. So there's multiple locations, but you found that truly tremendous thing that filmmakers have a habit of doing, which is when necessity drives, it's the mother of invention. How do we do this story and tell it really economically? And it's, you know, there's all the cliches. I could say all the cliches in filmmaking that you like now. It's not how many times you knock down, it's how many times you get up. It's how you walk on. And I think you've proved it with making this film.
It's a wrap, everybody!